Rengar will make an appearance. There's going to be a lot of these potential roams and as well as big level 5s coming in with a Galio.
Good picks up here from MIRMOOOO Esports. Rengar with XDXP being very, very aggressive. This could really just take dominance here for the early game for MIRMOOOO Esports, and Galio to be that semi-global champion affecting other lanes. But FENNEL adversity, and what? We're gonna fight on to that dominance into the dual lane, picking up Rakan and Saya with Corki now being picked up. MIRMOOOO Esports is now going for the toss-up here that Kaisa can go into the top lane.
Or it could be a double AD carry. It could be Yauhan on the Akali perhaps, and then Corki mid and Kaisa for MIRMOOOO. It could go either way. You mentioned it could still go towards Yauhan. So there's just so many possibilities for MIRMOOO's draft. But in the meantime, for FENNEL, they're going to top this off with a Fiora. So we'll see what MIRMOOOO decides to switch it up with. Could this be, what, a Fiora Akali matchup or a Fiora Kaisa matchup? Which MIRMOOOO says, okay, we don't want the Kaisa Fiora matchup. We're just going to put Akali at top.
Yeah, it's back to classic mode for MIRMOOOO Esports. Having the Rengar into the jungle when it was first released. This is typically what you see in professional leagues. And I think MIRMOOOO Esports is proficient in this. But the problem that I'm seeing for MIRMOOOO Esports is they don't have a sufficient tag coming into this game. They have the unkillable comp, or not the unkillable, but rather the glass cannon composition that's really susceptible onto the damage output for FENNEL adversity. And when you're battling onto Raffi with the Rakan, this might state up a rumble here for both these teams.
Yeah, I have to fully agree with you there. MIRMOOOO is a pretty all-in composition right now. They don't have disengage at all. No Braum, no Lulu. So this is a full-on engage. So they are going to be looking into, again, getting into these fights. Wura, so close.
1 HP literally for Wura. The Ignite will not burn him down as Ignite is scaling onto levels, and level 1 is not exactly the level that you want to cast out your Ignite. So MIRMOOOO will be safe. FENNEL adversity will not take the first blood, but I think this is a statement that they want to say against MIRMOOOO Esports. You know what? Pick up the Kaisa for yourself. Pick up the Rengar. We're going to be staying as dominant as we have did in the past series.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be a painful lane for the MIRMOOOO dual lane. You are facing a Rakan and a Xayah. Level 3 is also very strong for this. They're going to keep going. I mean, Wura doesn't have exhaust anymore and no heal, so all the honey fruits are going to Wura's side.
Yeah, he just came back from recall, coming into the lane. Once again, he's pretty much just 1 HP, forcing out the honey fruit, and now Kaisa will no longer have that option to get that honey fruit for those prolonged fight later on against FENNEL adversity. So that's also a downfall for FENNEL currently, or not.
Oh, Wura!
MIRMOOOO Esports currently.
He died!
Ooh. First blood for Sai into the bot lane. We haven't seen that fight, but I'm expecting you have Raffi just setting up consistently onto those plays for FENNEL adversity into the bot lane, as we've seen in the past minute, wherein you have Raffi consistently going for the grand entrance.
Yeah, and the fact that, again, Danny and Raffi got level 5, level 3 rather.
No, they're just visiting.
Yeah, they're just dropping by.
Yeah, they're just dropping by. You know what? The package here, as they're having a reunion, as I may call it. You have Jarvan 4, you know. Hey, what's up, Akali?
Hey, what's up? Bye, Akali. Exactly how that went. But yeah, to the dual lane, it's going to be incredibly tough. This level 3, level 5 is also going to be very strong with that heavy engage. And Wura has that level 5 only for utility. And it's going to be a very big delay. So in the 2v2 scenario, FENNEL adversity really wins these in key level points of the game in a 2v2 scenario. For MIRMOOOO, we'll see though, as topside could possibly be an interesting outcome as we see XDXP going top.
It might be a point of contest here. XDXP, Trail of the Hunt, goes for the jump in onto Power, but dashes away. He's going to be safe, and no kills for MIRMOOOO Esports still in the 2 minutes game.
There's still none. Power even very conservative with the summoner spells.
And he's coming in for the flank, but MIRMOOOO Esports reacted very, very actively. Putting up the ward, gives him information, goes back away.
Oh, yeah, MIRMOOOO bot lane, they are so zoned out right now in their own tower. Domeng is here as well. knowing the fact that XP has been focusing his efforts at top side, meaning FENNEL can definitely just keep playing at bot side as well and take advantage, get some more plates, accelerate Danny, get first blood tower.
Grand entrance coming in from Rafi to follow through with a quickness. Another secured kill for FENNEL Adversity. When will you stop FENNEL with that hyper aggression?
They ain't gonna stop. They're gonna keep going, knowing that we talked about this in the draft before, right? They're not securing a Braum, they're not securing a Janna, something that can protect MIRMOOOO from this very incredibly strong lane. We didn't get to see a lane swap as well, so this is MIRMOOOO and Wura having to just brave the storm as long as they can, if they can reach that spike, and if they can try to contest these objectives such as the Rift Herald or the Air Drake and fight there and get an advantage there. But it doesn't change the fact that Danny got early kills and Rafi has been really setting up for his AD carry.
Yeah, and at that point, they already have that advantage, especially onto the ADC for FENNEL Adversity. So when it comes to the Rift Herald and the Cloud Dragon, potentially they have that dominance to actually state it.
All package!
Esports, but the special package coming through into the riverbed puts Rafi at low HP. That enables them to now start up the Rift Herald, but information coming through with the Rift Scutter there, and also Fiora going for the face check. It might be a 1v1. MIRMOOOO will get the Rift Herald in return.
Oh, porting in front of everybody.
Killer instant? What? They're coming in, they're diving in, they're getting the kill down, power will fall, and that will be the kill that MIRMOOOO Esports wants.
That was very brave of Power to port in front of MIRMOOOO's MIRMOOOO members, basically. And now, MIRMOOOO Esports is happy to get that tower down to top side there for Power. Is going to have a little bit of a tough time rather in the lane. Looking at the items now, first pickup, Luden's Echo. We're still unable to see Shaw make an impact just yet, as most of the action has been happening at the bottom portion of the map. We didn't get to see Shaw get that priority in lane because he is against Emperor. Porky is a pretty decent amount of wave clear as well. So the formula should have been Shaw visiting topside to help Power accelerate his lane as well. But not getting priority just makes things so much harder.
It was too late. It was too late for Shaw to respond that quickly for how MIRMOOOO Esports wanted that kill and also the capture flood. So I think that is what FENNEL Adversity was also hindered towards. But still, you have this sort of MIRMOOOO Esports trade coming for FENNEL Adversity, and they really want to go for those turret takings as MIRMOOOO pushes bot. You have FENNEL also pushing top. So this is the trade that these teams wanted. And when you look at Rengar, he's also stacking onto assist. Might potentially be something that he really wants to be able to complete at 10 minutes, because after that, it's going to be much more harder to be able to gank and skirmish for kills for his passive.
Yeah, there's going to be so many people involved, especially in a 4-1 setup. Power with the split push and this big 4-man. You got Rafi with all the utility, Danny with a self-peel, Shaw with a Spirit Rush for safety as well, Dumming. He's just going to be there for the setup for the team with a Cataclysm. So there's just... You're right. It is going to be very difficult later on for XDXB to find these opportunities. And so far, it has been MIRMOOOO sort of stepping up and Yaohan being that gate and putting Power on a tight leash, making sure he's not unleashed. But it doesn't change the fact that Danny still had a 2-0. Already Essence Reaver on the board, so he's going to be even more massive after picking up a Solari Charge Blade, perhaps. And I feel like it could possibly be just in time for the next Drake to spawn, and they're going to be ready for that fight.
Looks like FENNEL Adversity is also readying up something into the mid lane. I think they're cooking for the tier 1 turret. MIRMOOOO Esports has to go for the defense, because currently FENNEL Adversity is just stating their dominance, and getting that map control is going to be very important for them to be able to try and impact the bottom and the left quadrant of the jungles for MIRMOOOO Esports. But still, you have Galio, you have Kaisa going for the defense, which hinders FENNEL Adversity and limiting them on how much more they can push. The vision was phenomenal from Power.
Is able to spot out Yaohan there. It's just going to, again, keep constantly pushing this just to keep Power in check. But a 2v2 might ensue. We get to see XDXB actually... second guessing whether or not he wants to go top side, maybe go bot, perhaps. Go mid lane, rather. There's still no opportunity just yet. It's pretty hard as vision, just as you mentioned, has been covered by FENNEL in the riverside and in that tri-brush.
Mm-hmm. And those vision are just so important. You need to have that information. This is pretty much an information game all throughout. In the next minutes, into the mid game, into the late game. Since we're in the 8-minute mark, every single kill, every single objective will be so valuable. And I don't think FENNEL Adversity wants to give that for free for MIRMOOOO. And in similar manner, MIRMOOOO doesn't want to give that for free for FENNEL Adversity. So it's really just up to those award placements that are going to be very important when you're looking at it. FENNEL Adversity has all throughout onto the tri-brush on top side. You have another onto the river and to the bot side.
Oh.
Now they're utilizing this information that there's no one for MIRMOOOO Esports to respond. MIRMOOOO will fall. FENNEL Adversity will take the kill down to follow through with an extra turret as an extra topping. And now it's a it's a double free extra for FENNEL Adversity as they go straight into the Mountain Dragon.
Rafi, he's insane in this game. I've got, this is... I was about to say I've got nothing else to say, but he is just amazing on this Rakan. And from the first few minutes of the game up until now, being able to find these openings, find these vulnerable positions from MIRMOOOO or anyone from the team and just constantly terrorize them with the knockups, with the setups. It's just easy because once you get the knockup, Charm's going to come in, Danny with the root is going to come in as well. So this is just, once you're caught, there's no way you can get out. We talked about this before. The lack of disengage, meaning MIRMOOOO has only this chance to engage themselves first to win the fight. But if they're caught out, most likely they will not have a form of escape.
Mm-hmm. It's just how Rafi is playing this out. Consistently, time and time again, you have the quickness, you have the grand entrance that we might expect coming into the top lane, as Yaohan is just too overextending in this top lane, especially that they're on the weak side of the map. But having every single one for MIRMOOOO Esports on top side leaves this disadvantage up against FENNEL Adversity. So clever move for having that quick responses, but this leaves their bot lane open for FENNEL Adversity to now split push.
Yeah, that's going to be a 2v1 scenario, too. Look at FENNEL. Are they starting this Baron?
Might be, but Corki into the backside, they're not going to. They're not going to commit because into the bot side, now you have Power going for the 1v1 against Yaohan. Shroud will save his life. You have the hero's entrance going for the zoning potential away. And now Power needs to go into the turret to try and go back away to safety. But the Killer Instinct, that will come through. The Charm will connect, tries to go in, tries to react actively, and Shaw defends Power's life. They're safe. And into the mid lane, you have Cyan taking kill once again against Emperor. And Ari takes the kill onto MIRMOOOO. What's happening all around here? FENNEL Adversity is taking this game into a separation mind play against MIRMOOOO Esports. And now, MIRMOOOO has lost 2. They're fighting 3v5.
Yeah, they're losing all these towers as well. So they are so good at splitting up the map, baiting out the hero's entrance rather, and then moving forward, resetting the fight. Look at them. They're even setting up this death brush. They're maybe, Yaohan could push forward? No, maybe. He's kind of extended into the lane.
Twin Shadows. That will slow him down. Information from FENNEL Adversity. What will happen here? Flag
there it is.
Will be casted down. Cataclysm will be in, locked down, but a flash away will save his life. And Yaohan still going to be safe. The flash will still remain. I think that was a shuriken flip, saving Yaohan's life. So more time to come in for MIRMOOOO Esports.
Yeah, it's still fine. It's still good for Yaohan. Get to see Wura being that human ward over there in the brush, just to see and try to sniff out any of the wards.
Grand challenge, 1v1. Power going in. Rengar will fall. No jungler for MIRMOOOO Esports. And Baron Nashor, keep in mind, it's still going to be alive. And you have FENNEL Adversity now pinging up into the Baron buff. This might be the end game objective. 2v1, that's going to be Killer Instinct coming through with the follow-up knock-up onto Power as Power will fall. It's a 1-for-1, but FENNEL Adversity is straight going to the Baron buff. They're going for the Baron Nashor. MIRMOOOO Esports, what will you do? They don't have any information into the Baron's pit.
Yeah, they don't have their main AD carrier. MIRMOOOO has been getting a lot of these kills, so he needed to be present, and as well as the Galio for that setup to try and contest this one. A collapse can potentially happen as we get to see MIRMOOOO just trying to run for the hills.
This might be it. There is a big potential.
Emperor
coming through. There have it. Shaw diving through. You have the Hero's Entrance to save his life. But it will not be enough because the Ari will dash away. And now you have Yaohan just playing around the farm members for FENNEL Adversity, but he can't handle those Fed champions. And now FENNEL Adversity will take the lead down as they take 2 away from MIRMOOOO Esports. They're going for the Ocean Dragon.
What is happening? FENNEL Adversity is just basically forcing MIRMOOO to dance into their own tune, and MIRMOOO so far has no choice. They've been caught constantly in these choke points, and mid-retreat that FENNEL gets a lot more out of the deal.
They're gonna take more or less the inhibitor turret into bot lane. That opens up the Nexus base up against MIRMOOOO Esports. FENNEL Adversity has taken 2 out of that, and they're going back away. I think is much more intelligent for FENNEL Adversity because they have gold from inhibitor turrets into mid lane and in bot lane.
Exactly, knowing that the fact that this is what, already 11k gold lead for FENNEL Adversity, this means that they can just play it by the books. After clearing the base of MIRMOOO, just back away, get more items. You have the item lead, basically the gold lead, especially Danny is humongous in this game. And Raffi again, all of his setups are just amazing to watch. And MIRMOOO always finding themselves in the back foot with a 4v5 situation across the map. Look at Power with a split push. FENNEL Adversity gonna continue on with the siege.
Yeah, because that is the lane control coming to the side of FENNEL Adversity. If they split push into 2 lanes, that means the minion waves will come through at a very massive feat for FENNEL Adversity to take this down. Ari will now come through to go and dive into the base. He will fall though because he is overextending. Cataclysm will lock into the Kaisa as Kaisa will be knocked down. Power going for the flank, actually gets it 2 away. And FENNEL Adversity is now going for the 4v3. But they're happy to get the kill onto Yaohan and Wura.
And that's just one person down.
Grand Entrance go for the knockoff onto Corki. Valkyrie away. That will try to save himself away. Power will be 1 HP. He falls. That will be the 1-for-1. But still, MIRMOOOO has lost 3 out of that.
Yeah, mission accomplished already for FENNEL. They've opened up the map. There are going to be super minions building passively in all 3 lanes. And FENNEL has more space to work with, even more. Taking a look at the items, Danny's almost maxed item build, by the way, so he is just huge. Proto Belt, Featherstorm, Phantom Dancer. How can MIRMOOOO even reach and try to kill him at this point with how Raffi has been performing in this game to help engage for the squad? Every single time he gets that knock-up down, every single time the quickness is activated. MIRMOOOO, it's always -1 person from MIRMOOOO Esports, therefore, it is so hard to contest these objectives. Looking at the map now, Baron has spawned. FENNEL will look into getting that if they do want a cleaner finish without the fear of them getting picked up 1 by 1 in the base of MIRMOOOO.
Though do take note, a very, very important point. MIRMOOOO Esports XDXP still hasn't stacked anything, only 1 stack for his passive. So the jungler does not have enough damage to be able to try and impact this game. And this is what we were talking about a while ago. 10 minutes past, you don't have your 5 stacks. It's going to be so difficult. Might be impossible as FENNEL Adversity has that lead. Go for the Cataclysm, locking onto 1. Kaisa, Gaio, going to be locked down. It might be it. Heroes Entrance zoning away the enemy team. That might be the wrong possession. And FENNEL Adversity has taken 3-0. Yaohan will be alive. Wura will be alive. But this is the cat and rat chase as Danny will be able to get the kill. 3 members for FENNEL Adversity now looking for the Nexus base. They're going in. TPs are not coming through. 1.5k HP remaining, will be 0 in a matter of seconds. And FENNEL Adversity will take